Welcome to the latest installment of the Run to Daylight podcast. Today we will be doing not one, but two shows. Because of the vagaries of StreamYard, you're only allowed to put up about an hour at a time if you record. So me and my guest today, we are drafting our second big main event, $2,000 contest. Part two of Bip and Todd's excellent adventure will include two podcasts. So at the end of this podcast, right around the 9th, 10th round, I will say goodbye. Bip will stay on a little bit longer. And then we're going to have to close it together. And then we're going to go and move to a different room and do the second podcast. Both shows will be brought to you by our friends over at the FFPC. FFPC is the home of not one, but $2 million first prizes, one of which the Bipper and I are trying to take down. Bip, if he doesn't look as happy as he did last time he was just recovering from COVID. This time he's recovering from surgery. I'm sure Bip isn't going to want to set up any more podcasts with me in the near future. But this is brought to us by our friends at the FFPC, the Fantasy Pros Championship, and the main event. Let me look real quick. So if you go to the FFPC homepage, myffpc.com, that's myffpc.com. Oh, wow, it kind of screwed me over there. And the main event is 733 spots left. A slight chance of some overlay. The Fantasy Pros Championship, there's 6,381 spots left. So plenty of opportunity for overlay. We're going to see how that plays out. If you want to have a chance at not one, but $2 million prizes, go to myffpc.com. That's right, myffpc.com. Sign up and play to win like Bip and I. So, Bip, I am going to share our screen so people can see our draft board, the draft room. They're going to see who we have in there. So the draft is going to start right now. And Bip, you and I had top five. We had already had a six with, unfortunately, Cooper Kupp as the number six. We went back and forth on a lot of different options, but we decided that Garrett Wilson, not Amon-Ra St. Brown, not Austin Eckler, would be the guy who we take at six if one of the top guys don't drop. Correct?
Yes, I think
you are up next.
I think ARSB and
now you are on the clock.
Garrett Wilson.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta share this, make it a little bigger. Yep. So indeed, it's going to be Garrett Wilson that we're pushing up. You liked ARSB more than Garrett Wilson. I like Garrett Wilson more than ARSB. And so what we ended up doing, Bip, is agreeing with this time with me. And I just feel like I like both of them, but I feel like Garrett Wilson is the guy in New York. There's no other good wide receivers. ARSB to me is more of a floor play. Wilson more of a ceiling play. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be surprised that we took Garrett Wilson at six. What do you say to those people?
Well, I don't think people should be surprised. And honestly, for me, they are one spot different. I'm rather having one of those two guys than taking a CD Lamb or even Diggs, who has a week 13 bye. But I think, the only reason I like Amon-Ra St. Brown over Garrett Wilson is there is a chance Garrett Wilson comes back in second, but there is no chance Amon-Ra St. Brown comes back in second. That's what I've seen with ADP. But since you are doing lesser teams, let's take the guy you like a lot. I like both of them. It's a one spot difference. So that's how we ended up agreeing on Garrett Wilson.
Yep. And I put 10 names in the queue for our second pick. To me, Waddle has been going a little bit later in best ball lately, but I still like Waddle more than Olave or Josh Jacobs. Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, 100% for me. I mean, that's the Olave is the start of the next tier for me after Jalen Waddle is gone. Then I like Olave, Devonta Smith, all those guys. In fact, I like them more than Josh Jacobs. And again, while a lot of players don't mind taking running backs or receivers or tight ends who have a week 13 bye, Todd, you and I learned a rough lesson last year by having a lot of good players in week 13 and not being able to clear that week to move forward and win some cash. So to me, Olave is the pick after Waddle. The other thing is, as you have seen this year, there are more running backs available later in the round than receivers, and that's where again Olave start makes sense. If you don't get Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like I'm hoping that someone reaches for someone, and we get a chance at either Barkley, Pollard, Adams, or Andrews. But so far, that is not the case. And to be honest, Cooper Kupp might make it to 2-7. Give me your thoughts on Cooper Kupp versus Jalen Waddle.
So for me, it will be a ceiling play. I mean, I'm open to both, but Cooper Kupp, while he's day to day, yes, he might miss week 1. The ceiling is huge, and that offense does not have a versatile receiver like him. The main ding on him is the lingering injury and how it impacts his year. But we are trying to win $1 million, beat 4,000, 5,000 teams, and getting Cooper Kupp in second round, I think we can still survive his injury if he comes back later in the year and build a winning roster. And if he doesn't come back,
even though we took him at 1-6, I think taking him at 2-7, you might say, well, that's double the risk. To me, that kind of makes it easier to swallow having him early. And there goes pretty much so far, no surprises. I was hoping maybe Derrick Henry would go. Josh
next.
Jacobs would go, but we just haven't seen it. Oh, there goes Waddle.
Yep.
So
interesting.
Andrews, Kupp, I threw Ridley in there. I mean, Andrews over Kupp, correct?
Yeah.
You are on the clock.
Oh, Ridley goes. So now we have a choice here. I do think because Andrews is there, we should take Andrews. Gives us a stacking option with Lamar. I mean, I don't know what.
And it also gives us that premium tight end. I agree.
And the premium
Kupp to me was the last guy on the list, and I doubt he makes it to us in round 3. But
I don't think he comes back. Yeah,
I don't either. But you never know, right?
Yeah.
You just never know. I like Ramondre a lot more than most. Any other names that you want to throw in here? Because we need a couple more names.
So I am actually not into Ramondre at all in third round, and he's been falling to 4th or later 4th. I think now that we have our tight end and what I've seen in the main events recently, Todd, like the receivers vanishing, I wouldn't mind Josh Jacobs. I wouldn't mind taking one of the receivers, because if you see, Calvin Ridley is also gone, because we'll struggle otherwise with receivers later. That's my 2 cents. Ramondre, if he comes back on 4th, we can look at him.
I don't really see. Boy, there goes Kupp at 210. So that guy's got a start. That's Kelsey and Kupp. You got to love that.
Yep. And it's going to happen a lot this week. I think if any teams have the earlier picks, why not? You have Kelsey,
right.
And if those two
it's not that big of an advantage as you would think, because probably over, almost at least a third of the teams are going to have later Cup.
Yeah, but the way I see it is, even if Cup is out for 3 games, I think he outscores Chris Olave, he outscores Devante Smith, he outscores all the players that are going here, even if he
Right.
plays 3 games lesser.
So we don't have enough people in the queue. Which wide
Queue.
receiver do you want to throw in?
I wouldn't mind Metcalf. I wouldn't mind Keenan Allen. Christian
I'm not
Watson.
drafting Metcalf that early.
Okay, so we can
I
scratch
feel
him out.
I feel stronger about Metcalf than you probably feel about Ramondre. I'll put Keenan Allen in. That gives us enough people.
Yep. I mean, my only did he take Lamar? Now that was bad. We got.
Well,
sniped there.
I don't care about that. There's going to be so many Lamar Andrews teams. I'm actually kind of happy that Lamar isn't there for us to have to talk about. I would like Henry or Jacobs to make it. I'm not much of a Henry guy this year, but at 3.6, I think he's reasonable. I think Debo is a guy that we have Debo in our other one, so I don't want to put him in.
So Henry goes.
Yeah.
T.
You are
Higgins
up
is
next.
T. Higgins is still there, so we will get one of
There
the top
goes
2 guys.
Gibbs.
I'm good with Josh Jacobs or T. Higgins there.
Yeah, I don't love T. Higgins, to be honest with you. I would prefer Ramondre, but I am a partner. You let me take Garrett Wilson.
You are on the clock.
Right, Jacob.
Okay, there.
That's
Josh
great.
Jacobs. Yep, that's great value. Ramondre.
And where I'm not much of a handcuff guy, Zamir White's going late enough that it seems like the clear cut backup would not mind taking Zamir later.
So here are a couple of things, Todd. In redrafts or especially main events, I do take handcuffs as long as it is an offense that uses running backs in volume. It is very important to take handcuff, in my opinion, because otherwise, unlike best ball, we get into trouble and there is nothing much left on the waivers, especially running backs. Ramondre, my only concern in redraft is volume and goal line work, which I think they will try to use Zeke, and I don't trust Bill Belichick. And again, sometimes when I'm doing these redrafts in the early rounds, I want a sure shot player who we feel can have volume and not some of those things around them. Now, if he comes back in 4th, I like him there. But 3rd round investment, again, that worries me. Whereas Josh Jacobs, who we got, we know he will be the bell cow in that offense.
Yeah. Yep, I'm okay with that. I threw in a bunch of names. So here's my counter on the Ramondre thing.
Sure.
So over the last few years, the Patriots haven't used a goal line back. Whichever one of Harris or Stevenson was on the field for that drive typically got the first carry. And then if they didn't punch it in, the other one would come in, right? And so I think Stevenson will still have some goal line work. You add in the fact that Zeke could be just ineffective. And the third thing and most important thing, the reason I'm back on Ramondre is that they traded Pierre Strong, who was the only other back on the team who really catches passes. And then there was Ty Montgomery, who they released. So right now, I mean, I could see Ramondre catching 70, 80 passes. And at that point in full PPR, you don't need a guy who is going to have full goal line work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I think Ramondre will catch passes. What did he catch last year? 69 or 70, something like that?
The most evil number, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and Harris was also hurt. That helped him evolve. No, it's just been their philosophy. Now, look, their offensive coordinator has changed. They have gotten more solid offensive coordinator. Well, last year Matt Patricia was calling plays.
Yeah,
They were aware of that.
I mean that is a decent upgrade for
Yeah.
sure.
And wasn't Bill O'Brien the offense where Arian Foster played probably in Texas,
Yes.
or did he come after?
Yes,
Yeah,
he was part of the Aryan race.
Yeah. Uh,
So I do want to say that I'm very happy with our start. Unless there's a huge value on the board, I like to stay even because even though we are in the middle, so there goes Ramondre. We're in the middle, so we're less susceptible to runs.
yes.
But even still, if there's no big value, I've seen in best ball lately running backs going earlier and earlier. So I've started pushing up the top running backs more than I have all off season. Are there any names here that you like more than others?
Well, I like the top two. I like Debo. I like DJ Moore. And
I'm going to push up to third a guy that I like. What do you think about him? Did you just see that?
Who, Joe Mixon?
No, I just I moved Drake London up.
Oh yeah, Drake London. I like him after them. Yeah, and Drake London. If you recollect, when we started drafting, he was going in the 5th round. Now that guy has moved to the 4th. It's just teams have been hammering so much of receivers. The person I don't like, I don't know what you feel about him, is Amari Cooper. I've been trying to avoid him and let others take him.
I'm coming around on him again. He was a guy I drafted a lot early, and then I kind of got off him. And now he's back in my rotation because Watson's been dropping. So, but I mean, I agree. The top 3 are pretty set for me. If we just need one more guy to disappear.
Yep.
And we'll get one of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind, although I would like him as a receiver 3, then a receiver 2 is DeAndre Hopkins. But right now we will be selecting probably a receiver 2. And so I prefer a Debo or a DJ Moore.
Well, there goes Debo. So we need one.
You are up next.
There goes Mixon.
All right. So we're good on DJ Moore or London. If both of them are there,
you are on the clock.
You like DJ Moore more?
I like DJ Moore. Yeah, more.
Okay. I'm okay with that. You know what though? Let's just keep in mind we've already got 2. We can't take DJ Moore. Look at our buys.
No, I know. We'll probably balance out. He also gives us
let's
fields.
take London. I don't want 3 guys with 13 out of 4 picks.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. My worry with London is if Fields comes back, he may not be as good as. Okay, let's take him. That's fine if you are uncomfortable.
I mean, we suffered enough already last year, and I mean we couldn't pass on Jacobs and Andrews, but I don't have DJ Moore.
Well,
that much.
I
don't have him that much ahead of London, because here's my thought on London. They're going to throw the ball a lot more than people expect this year. And London's that guy who is, he's a great complement to Garrett Wilson, who might be a little more volatile. London, because he catches short passes, he's going to get you 10 points every week. Will he get you 30? Maybe not as much as DJ Moore, but all things being equal, buddy, I appreciate you understanding.
No, that's fine. But the only thing is they also have Bijan, and I just don't see like between Pitts and London, I don't see both of them having 1,000 yards, if that makes sense. And we all have short-term memory. I mean, Pitts played with Mariota, and so if Pitts evolves, that actually impacts Drake London. Look, DJ Moore went next. I mean, they are right in the ranking.
I love DJ Moore. I would have been there in a second.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that I don't want 3 of my top 4 draft picks sitting out week 13.
No, that's fair, but I think this year, unfortunately, a lot of teams end up with top with those week 13, because that's just the good offenses, I guess. So let's see what comes back. I would love DeAndre Hopkins to come back because the receivers have dried up in my stack. I mean, there are some guys out there.
Damian Pierce, 4.6. I mean, I really like Damian Pierce. I have a lot of Damian Pierce, but
Yep.
that's a.
Yeah, but
All right,
when
look in the queue. Who else do you think we should throw in for this queue? I'm
Yeah,
really not big on Deontay. I don't want Pitts with London. Goddard, I'll put in the queue, but I don't.
I just threw in Ayuk, who I really like this year. I wouldn't mind taking an Ayuk. I see Christian Kirk. I threw him in the queue, but Ayuk is someone I like. So I think that San Francisco.
I'm not crazy about Ayuk. I mean, I'm okay with Ayuk. I'm not crazy about Kirk.
I'm not crazy about Kirk. I'm just throwing in players. Like the players I like, if I see are Ayuk, Tyler Lockett, later maybe. But yeah, because the tier is starting to fall.
What do you
and
think
then
about? Oh, there goes Hopkins. What do you think about Brees Hall?
I think I would take Brees Hall in the 5th if he makes it there. Yeah. So I would say
that gives us 2 New York Jets, though.
It doesn't matter that way. That offense it'll be an offense.
All right.
Or yeah, my first top 2 would be my top 2. Oh, there goes Ayuk. See, he's been rising, and I'm also keeping the ADP in mind where people like taking players. Okay, so I think our choice is made easy. We just take Brees Hall. I mean, I don't see any, or Kyle Pitts. That's the other option. But we have London. I would rather have Brees Hall. What do you think? Better offense?
Okay. No, I mean, Brees Hall scares me, but this is not a draft for the timid, and
Yep.
that keeps us even again, and it also, I mean, we are just loaded with upside.
Yep. Yeah, no, I love the Josh Jacobs value we got. I do think we need to get some receivers to hit ultimately. Running backs will be fine. There are so many later that will get some of the guys we like.
Well, see, Kirk, I'm okay with now. I love Lockett. I like Pickens here.
Yeah, Pickens. I like Pickens. I would throw Jahan Dotson also in the queue, given McLaurin is little ding.
Yep, I would have put him in if you hadn't. So
Okay,
that gives us enough names. I'm also going to throw Montgomery in just because I like him.
Yep, and then you are not a Rashad White guy, right? Like me, so we can leave him out then.
I'm not, but I'll throw him in anyway. I don't think that's what we want to do in round 6, but
yeah, we should take a receiver, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm looking receiver here because it thins out at receiver quicker.
Exactly.
And even though we had 2 now, if Kyle Pitts makes it back to round 6 somehow, or
we
Goddard,
have to take him.
Yeah,
Goddard, I don't know, but Kyle Pitts, yes, because someone took Goddard.
There goes Goddard. You were the one who told me not to sleep on Goddard, so I started drafting him again.
I agree, except we have Andrews. So the way I see it is Kyle Pitts is like a Garrett Wilson. Kyle Pitts can be a top 5 pick next year. I don't see Goddard being a top 5 pick next year. He'll be good.
I was off Goddard all off season. To me, he's the clear number 3 option on that team.
Yeah, where it works out is because it's a good offense. I mean, one of the guys goes down, AJ Brown or Smith.
Correct.
He shoots up to a second round ROI. That's the way sometimes I look at some of these 6th, 7th round players.
I agree with that, and that's something I didn't consider enough last year. So I'm going to move Dotson up. I'm going to I mean,
And Kyle Pitts is
Fields
still.
Fields has a week 13 bye, but I mean 6-7 is late for Fields, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but I don't think. I think we need to still get our depth and not look at a quarterback here. That's my 2 cents.
Well, you know my thought. I'm okay with Rodgers, and then taking Rodgers and taking an upside guy.
Yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, well, Rogers and say a Daniel Jones or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
uh, but
Although
Trevor Lawrence is still. Yeah,
they're so similar. So there's four wide receivers, three wide receivers and a tight end we really like. I think Dobbins is a fabulous deal there, but we've already got
yeah,
Andrews. And there goes
yeah.
Fields.
Fields and Dobbins has a week 13, but again, if he will help us complement Breeze if Breeze starts slow.
There goes Kamara, dude.
I think Dobbins will be gone because Kamara went. I just have a feeling he might be gone.
Well,
But
if that's the case, Pitts might make it to us.
oh man, Kyle Pitts is still there. This is, although the team 7 does not have a tight end.
Yeah, and if that's Fish is pretty smart.
No, that's not Fish. I think it's called Team Fish. Let me see the owner.
The owner of
You are up next.
The owner of Team Fish is Big Fish 500.
Yeah, I don't think that's Andrew.
All right. So Dotson went.
Okay, so
if Pitts isn't there, do you like Kirk or Lockett? I prefer Lockett.
Now
Well,
you are on the clock.
Oh, Lawrence went. So all the options are there.
Pitts.
Dobbins is also there. You want Pitts? Yep, I'm good with that.
6th round Pitts. I know, and that opens up Ritter for real late if we take a better quarterback.
Sure. Yeah,
I mean, in case he surprises.
So we should probably prioritize some receivers soon.
I'm just putting people in the queue that I would consider. Gabe Davis for sure.
Yep.
I mean,
Gabe
we've
Davis.
got 3 wide. Oh, we've only got 2 wide receivers.
Two, and a lot depends on Wilson hitting his ceiling, right? So we need some receivers, high-end receivers. Because if Wilson and Drake London hit their ceiling, we are good.
Yeah, there's definitely maybe 2 rounds of good receivers here. The only problem with that is, we're counting a little too much on Breece Hall. So I'm not as crazy about getting a 4th good wide receiver. I think I want a 3rd running back before the 4th wide receiver because we're counting on Pitts and Andrews starting every week. And there are a lot of, young upside wide receivers who go late.
Right. Yeah, I still see Michael Pittman, Gabe
By the
Davis.
way, I don't think I want him because of we've got Breece Hall, but Jonathan Taylor is still available.
Yeah, we can't take Jonathan Taylor in 7th because I think we still have holes to fill. I mean, that's my 2 cents. Because Breece Hall, if he starts slow, if we had a full starting roster, maybe. But I'm guessing someone takes him. Like team 1 and 2 needs running back.
Yeah, I really don't want to have to make that decision.
Pacheco. Wow.
I mean, both our teams right now have 2 premier tight ends. Both of them have Pitts. If Pitts doesn't do well, we're in trouble. But, I just think, we're, like you said, we're shooting for $1 million. If Pitts gets cooking and Breece Hall gets cooking near the end, I mean, we could be very, very dangerous.
Yep. If Pitts,
I like Pittman more than Gabe Davis.
Yeah, same. I'm good with that. I
And
think
do you like JSN or Gabe Davis?
Gabe Davis. Uh, yeah, the Jason hype is little wild right now. I mean, he looks good.
Yeah,
uh I hope Lockett comes back, but who knows what happens here.
that would open up Rodgers and Gino.
Yeah, more than Gino, I just like Lockett as a high floor, safe cushion guy as your third receiver. Oh, there goes Lockett, man.
Yeah, I would have loved Lockett. I didn't think he would make it back to us.
What do you think of Sutton with Judy out a bit?
Not here. I've got
No,
him.
not yet. Yeah.
I've got him. I mean, Mims has been going a lot earlier, so you can't really wait on Mims. We got 2 Falcons and 2 Jets. I don't know how. I don't think Twitter is going to be too kind to us about that.
I don't care about Twitter.
Yep. That's what I love about you, Bip.
I don't see an issue with. So think about it. People were fading Seattle last year, and this and that, and those guys just balled, both Metcalf and Lockett. And if Ridder becomes a Geno Smith this year, so
Right.
I just have a feeling one of London or Pitts will
You
have a
are up
very good year.
next.
Okay.
So there goes Zay Flowers.
Now you are on the clock.
And
There
Pittman
goes-
made it.
Yeah, I think we take Pittman. I mean, you are okay with
I
that,
love
right?
Pittman. That's easy.
Yep. As a third receiver. Okay.
I love Pittman. All right. So I'm gonna.
I'll just be back from the restroom. Start. Yep.
Okay.
You're in charge still on that.
Yep. And I'm not saying anything because I'm filling the queue. All right. So, as I mentioned, right around 9th or 10th round, we're going to switch to a different screen. We're going to end this podcast. We're 33 minutes in, which is good. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Obviously, you're seeing it later. Bip and I have gotten some value. Jacobs making it to 3.6. His ADP over the last couple of days is 210. Brees Hall has been going in the 4th round, so good value there. Pitts has been going.
All right, I'm back.
I was just saying, Pitts has been going in the 5th round. London we got right where he goes. Brees Hall, who we took in the 5th, has been going 4.8, 4.9. In the 3rd round, we got Josh Jacobs. I mean, a lot of what we've taken, Bip, has been based on value so far. Josh Jacobs has been going 210. Yep. We got him in the middle of the 3rd round. So, yeah, we've got some things about this team which are awkward. I don't care about the 3-week 11 buys, but I do care about the 2-week 13. But we've really kind of done a nice job.
Yep.
And we're going to have quite the conversation if Josh Jacobs Jonathan Taylor makes it to the 8th round. Because he's been going 6, middle to end of the 6th.
Yeah, James Conner is. Yeah, so my 2 cents, we're trying to win $1 million, and it's all about risk tolerance. If Jonathan Taylor comes back in 8th, I say we take him.
I agree.
I trust her ability to find waivers, do lineups, and we can fight and grind it out.
I agree. I mean,
That's how I look at it.
that's just too good a value if that comes back to us.
Yeah, and if both work out, come week 13, 14, you have Brees Hall, healthy, hopefully. You have Jonathan
Well, and-
Taylor. You have Justin. Yeah.
And what that would do for me is, especially this close to the season, I wouldn't mind drafting some floor guys who we can start
Correct.
in the double digit rounds, just as protection. I'm not a James Conner guy. I mean, I'm just not.
Yeah, me neither. I've been just drafting him as what you just said, a floor guy, because I don't know if he will last 17 games, how that team will look like, health, all that stuff, right? But
They might just bench him so they can lose better.
and well, they will say we want to give younger ones.
You like Antonio Gibson, correct?
I like him because of his
He just
receiving
went.
chops.
I mean,
he just
the
went.
last 2 days, every time I'm on a podcast and I mention a guy, he goes before the words out of my mouth. Not every time, but a lot. So, I mean, I like Hollywood Brown in the 8th. I like JSN. I like Brandon Cooks.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Where I know you are not a big fan of cuffing and again cuffing close, but where do you see Dalvin Cook if Brees Hall starts slow?
Well, I mean, the problem is that Dalvin Cook also has a shoulder, and so what we
Right.
can't have happen is have both of them on the bench in the beginning.
Great point. And then the guy I like, I know he's unproven, but not here, but maybe 9th is Charbonnet. I just feel Charbonnet will have a good season.
And I love Samaje Perine because, what's his name? Sean
Javonte.
Payton. He just throws to the running backs more than just about anybody. I mean, there's going to be a running back on that team who catches 60 passes. Right now, that running back is Samaje Perine. Plus, you get the added benefit of, right now, if we can't start Brees Hall for a couple weeks, Perine is going to have a larger workload than normal as they work Javonte Williams in.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've never been excited about Perine. Oh, someone takes Taylor, but he's been a good floor guy. There is another running back on that roster. I don't know if you have looked at him, Jaleel McLaughlin. And I've started seeing him being drafted. He's like I mean, I can't say poor man's Sproles, but basically a shorter guy, 190 pounds and catches passes.
Yeah, he could be a problem for Perine, perhaps.
Eventually, I think Perine still will have a good load in the.
I mean, I really would kind of like Perine here. There's no.
You are up next.
The only guy that I really there goes James Conner. We're going to get boxed out of running backs. I mean, we could also go.
No, I think we'll get boxed out of receivers because I would rather take a receiver here than Perine.
All right.
Now you are on the clock.
So Hollywood or Cooks?
That's a tough one. I'll let you choose whoever you like more. They're both almost equal for me. Maybe Hollywood has a bit more ceiling. I don't know. I mean, I'm good with either.
I'm going to take Cooks because of the chance of us getting Dak.
Okay, perfect. Good decision. Yep.
I agree that Hollywood is a little bit better, but he's also a little more injury prone.
Yeah, and they might trade him or what happens with that team,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
But now it's good.
I had Marquise Brown ahead of him, and then I also saw that Week 14 bye. So,
yep. Well, I like our receivers now, and where we are. So that's good. We got 4 guys. There's some floor there. So now we can focus on running back and go whichever direction. And I like your Dak thing. I think again Dak with Rodgers is a good pair, although they might have the same bye. So now we can take Perine.
I don't care about the same. I'm going to throw in.
Uh,
Where does Dak go in this?
Dak these days are falling like 11th round, 12th round. Like Anthony Richardson, it has
12th round, yeah.
Anthony Richardson, Tua, all of them are going ahead of Dak. Even I've seen Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones ahead of Dak.
See, I would be more open to Charbonnet if we had a better second running back.
We will get a running back. There's a lot of guys
I like P. Ryan more for this team than Charbonnet.
Yeah, no, I'm fine that way. That's fine.
And
He's
also, I mean, I'm open to Mostert.
No, not here. I mean, 31 years old. I mean, I will tell you, I have a bet with someone, and already Jeff Wilson is out. You know,
I mean,
and
I like A-Chain more than Mostert. So
Mostert, my issue is, Todd, you'll not like it. We drafted him, and I like Mostert when he plays. I just don't know if he even plays 3 games. You know, that's my worry with Mostert all the time.
My favorite guy that was left was Treylon Burks. I wasn't going to say anything unless he mentioned it, and I know we didn't really want to push running back anymore, but
yeah,
it would have been hard for me to pass on Treylon Burks.
So Pirine is good for me because we get a good high floor if Breeze starts slow. But the only reason I'm not an exciting fan of Pirine is, okay, bold statement, but I don't see Pirine winning us $1 million. You know, I mean, he will be a good high floor guy, but he's what Charbonnet can do during playoffs. Pirine can't do that. But I know we need a balanced team. And that's why I like Charbonnet, because sometimes I'm probably having good running backs in the beginning and I take the upside of Charbonnet.
Yep, I agree.
And
if P. Ryan goes, I'm fine with taking Charbonnet and just trying to piece something together.
I wouldn't mind Jalen Warren also if you like him. I mean, you are in the state. What are you hearing there?
I mean, it's very hard for me to take a guy like that because, again, on this team, I see him more as a guy who's going to be there at the end.
Never mind, he went good.
I see him more as a guy who will be there at the end than the beginning.
I think we get P. Ryan here.
Well, if not,
now you are on the clock.
All right, P. Ryan it is.
Yeah, let's take him. It'll balance.
Now I'm the one who has to run to the bathroom.
Okay.
And we'll make the 10th round pick, and then we'll go. Before I go, I'm going to throw a couple more names in the queue.
Yeah.
And if you want to throw some more names in while I run.
Yep. I'll do that. Go ahead.
That was good value on Hollywood for whoever got it.
Yeah, well,
I'd like a 4th running back here.
Yeah, that team who took Hollywood might like Hollywood or hate Hollywood.
Hooray for Hollywood, right? You threw Mingo in the queue already?
Yeah.
That's insane. When does he go? Hold on.
He has been rising, but I'm a Mingo guy. We don't need to take him. Bear in mind, the receivers are going to have vanished. Right? Yeah.
13th round, we got to look for him. Dak's still there.
Dak's still there.
I don't want to take Dak here unless there's nobody we like.
No, me neither. I mean, Deshaun Watson is still there. No one's taken him unless someone doubles down.
Good. You threw Bateman in, which is interesting. Rashad
Well, I
Penny,
threw
Rashad
him
Penny
later.
is really interesting.
Yeah,
A
the
Chain
Penny.
is very. I just threw A Chain in.
Yeah, I missed HN, I think. Yeah, Penny is going in the 11th round, I think, these days. So if he comes back there, it's a good thing to
Yeah.
consider.
All right. So, question: do you like Penny or AJ Dillon?
Neither.
There goes
Tough one.
Charbonnet.
Okay. The person I would like here with this build, it's tough one. Probably HN, but because Charbonnet is gone now.
I'm okay with
Uh,
A Chain.
Where are you with Jerick McKinnon? What's his role?
I mean, to me, Jerick McKinnon is 31 years old, and I just wonder if he's going to be around late in the year. I have not
Yeah,
been
that's
I have not been drafting him.
yeah. No, me neither. I was just thinking because we are looking at some high floors and a free game. Does he help us in the beginning of the season if Breeze starts slow? I don't know. So,
I mean,
another.
Jacobs and P Ryan until Brees gets going. I think pretty soon Brees is going to be getting. I mean, to me, I like Gainwell more than any of them
Yeah,
because Gainwell's most likely going to get you a couple catches every game.
yeah, and if we want to set ADP, we can take your boy Tajay Spears. He has been
Yeah,
rising.
I'm not ready to take him this early, as much as
He
I like him.
His ADP is 11th round though. This is 10th, so it's
Are you
close.
serious?
Yeah, go look at it. He's been
Oh,
rising
man.
off boards. See, HN goes now. Now, who is your next high floor running back? High ceiling. It's Spears. It's Roshan. So think about it that way, right? Because
Well, I mean, you
Bixby,
don't have to twist my arm too hard to take Tajay Spears. Now,
well,
just to
just
show
a
you
thought.
though how the first draft that you and I did, when did we get him? I know we got him.
Well, a lot of ADP has changed. I have
Oh,
it
I
here.
know. I'm just saying.
We took him in the 13th round. Yeah, I really like that team.
Yeah, that team's got some balls.
Because yeah, Juice, a lot of see now HN is gone.
Yeah, and we
Dylan,
need running backs.
so the other way is if you look at it, Todd. I'm looking at guys like there's Roshan, there's Tajay Spears, and then there are players like Dylan, McKinnon, Jamal Williams, Penny, Zeke, Algier. These are guys going ahead of Spears, and I feel one of them still comes back in 11th, right?
You are up next.
Marvin Mims is still there. That's the other guy I like.
Yeah, but we need running back more. We just do.
We need one running back that will work. And I wouldn't mind a floor of McKinnon also, to start the season.
Well,
but 31 years old.
I'm going to let you pick which running back we take because there's so many that I like.
Now you
And
are
you
on the
let me
clock.
do a couple things so you tell me who am I taking here.
Okay.
Just don't say Jamal Williams.
No, not Jamal Williams. Or should we take Dylan? I mean, do you see his role? So for me here, let's take Spears. I mean, if you are okay with high risk, high return, and we'll come back a floor running back in 11.
Like I said, you got to make that call. You don't have to talk me into taking Tajay Spears. I wouldn't have taken him there, but I'm okay that we did. I just think we need another running back next.
So we'll come back. That's what I thought, that we'll take a floor.
And then we're looking Dak in the 12th.
Yep, and then we can fill in receivers.
I mean, although I don't mind locking Dak in at this point either. Let's see which running backs make it back.
Yeah, because the running backs will then vanish, right?
Well, another running back I like a lot is Tyler Algier. I just threw him in the queue.
Yep.
I like Roshan Johnson. I threw him in the queue.
Yep.
I think Damian Harris is an interesting name.
Yeah, I like those names, and I wouldn't mind even Penny. Now that.
Yeah.
Jamal.
And there's some late running backs that I don't mind taking a shot on.
It's good we took Spears because team one needs running backs, and I'm guessing they go running back. And
Yeah, I mean, again, you don't have to twist my. Let's sign out and sign back in. So
I
that does
forgot
it
that.
for
Yeah.
the first part of this show, folks. And we will be, we're going to send you the second recording a day later. Thank you.